And from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory have called for the arrest of the owner of the collapsed three-story building on Lagos Street within the city center. The minister, who made the call while visiting the scene of the incident, promised to ensure that the treatment of the victims, including their hospital bills, are taken over by government. Joining us on the news to discuss the impact of the incident is the Director General of the Federal Emergency Agency, Dr. Abbass Iddriss. We're also joined by Civil Engineer Daniel Ejoha. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us in Nigeria tonight.
Thank you very much.
What are some of the drawbacks to strengthening legislation and monitoring of building in this country? This is one instance too many.
I think the issue is actually a multi-headed issue. We cannot just pin it down to issues of legislation alone. There are issues of our personal behavior of our people itself. When it comes to building collapse, if you look at the kind of issues that come up, there are so many reasons, so many costs to a building collapse. There are issues of standards of quality of materials. There are issues of quacks being involved in construction processes. There are so many issues to that. And then you now come back to issues of legislation that will help to guide these processes. So we have to come together as a people, because this issue is a very serious issue and people will keep taking it for granted, and it's becoming incessant now. Such things do not normally happen in the FCT, particularly for example, where you see an existing building. It's not just a building that's under construction, and after heavy downpour, such a building collapse. It speaks a lot. There's a lot to be done. We are positive with the new FCT minister coming in. We've seen his antecedents and performance. So we're very positive that more attention will be done on this and more legislation. Because if you look at the bodies, regulatory bodies, current, for example, they have been doing a lot. Every day they come up with new policies in ways to address this. If you look at the developing authorities here in Abuja too, if you have been developing in Abuja, you see every day you go back there, they keep coming up with new measures to check all this. But the attitude of the people and the approach towards construction, we take a lot of things for granted. If you look at the standard of materials in the market, I mean, it's sad. It's sad if you look at what's going on. For example, reinforcements you are buying are not the same size as before. You go to the market, they are telling you they have an original product, they have some semi-standard product. This is something that people live in, that lives will be lost if there is any case of disaster like what we are seeing. So there need to be strict regulation. There need to be strict on monitoring of these materials, of this quality that comes into the market. Then before we now go back to the issues of the construction process itself and the professionals who are how to monitor all this. So it's a multi-headed issue, and we really need to pay close attention. I appreciate media houses like you who keep drawing attention to this. We need to also sensitize our people to understand the dangers involved in poor construction practices. So we are very positive.
I will come back to you on the issue of construction and all that goes with that. But I understand we've been able to connect with the Director General of the Federal Emergency Agency, Dr. Abbass Iddriss. Dr. Iddriss, if you can hear me, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
I guess I should have started with this by expressing condolences to the families of the two confirmed deaths from the collapsed building tragedy. We understand 37 others were taken to hospital, and the minister has ordered the arrest of the owner of the building. What do you know about that at the moment? Has that arrest been done?
Well, as I'm talking to you, I can't be able to give an update of that, but I know that the order has been taken more seriously by the security agencies, and I'm sure they are going to get him arrested, so that at least we should start setting examples for others to see what is really happening. I listened very carefully to the other guest who was talking about attitudinal change. Absolutely, unless and until we have to change our attitude towards whatever we are doing. At the end of the day, I can't even understand how we cheat ourselves. You want to build a house for somebody to live in, and then you go and cut corners. And professionals also, they have to be up and doing, because to keep their own profession. It's not every cover that you will take and at the mercy of other people. We have to be doing the right thing. The development control and all other agencies responsible for approving buildings do their best in terms of giving quality terms and conditions and inspection on a daily basis. And Abuja is just coming up with different kinds of buildings indiscriminately without approval.
Dr. Iddriss, you agree with me that quality work requires quality materials, and you did say attitudinal change by all concerned. It's very important. But I want to ask you specifically about the comments made by the director of the development control, that's Mokta Galadima. He had explained that the area was unplanned and houses an indigenous community. And then we had the minister urging the Department of Development Control in the FCTA to urgently, that's his word, resettle the residents of the community. How can government ensure such settlements don't thrive until we hear tragedy like this and then we realize that that area was unplanned?
No, it's not like that. You see, there are different agencies working on that. The resettlement aspect is being handled by a different agency before even the commencement of the development control. So it is expected that those people must have been settled by now, resettled in that area, from that area up to Apo, if you know the area, Apo Resettlement Center is all earmarked for resettlement. So all those buildings that emerged around that area were just buildings without approval, because they don't have to. Nobody was expecting even structure to be erected around that area. Since it is a resettlement area, it is only government that can build those houses. But because of the population explosion in the FCT, coupled with the fact that the infrastructural decay and lack of adequate infrastructure going along the development of the FCT made it very impossible for people to really, monitor and checkmate all those kinds of infractions. But I think with the coming of the development control, there were a lot of sanity, and then engineering association have also come in to ensure that practitioners do the right thing. So I guess, but you find out that people are still cutting corners.
I guess at the heart of this is government tightening policies and ensuring implementation of some of this legislation that protect people. Let's come back to engineer Ejoha. Some people have accused engineers like you of doing shoddy jobs in building, sometimes by carelessness and at other times by cutting corners. To what extent does the expertise of builders or lack of it contribute to incidents like this?
Thank you very much. When such accusation is made, it becomes, well, I cannot outrightly say it's wrong, but when you say engineers are cutting corner, when you understand the process of construction, especially in a place like FCT and many of cities in Nigeria, you don't just wake up one day and start constructing. There is a lay down process the first phase of this is you have to make sure you get the appropriate drawings. You have to make sure the drawings are in line with the standard recommended by the approving authorities. You have to ensure that your setbacks are in line. So after that stage, the authority looks at this and gives you an approval to go ahead. So what that means is your drawings have already passed the first phase. And if you go through, if you see the process these drawings go through in the development, whatever the approving body, it passes through stages of different professionals, cross-checking and vetting these drawings. So if your drawing is right and you move to site, that means what you are working with is right. Then you now say, when you're on site, these authorities still come back, check whatever you are doing. So if issues like this, they blame, they trying to shift the blame squarely on engineers.
I wish we had more time. I really would have taken you up on it, because one thing is for government to approve. The other thing is for the engineer, like you said, attitudinal change to implement what exactly has been drawn.
Thank you so much. Thank you.